Hello and welcome to No Man Running, London edition. I'm over here for a race this weekend. It's called the Big Half and I'm running it with my daughter who lives in London. It's her first half marathon, so we're taking the chance to run together. The race itself goes over Tower Bridge, and I'll show you that in a minute once I get on the Millennium Bridge, which is that pedestrian bridge over there. So I'm going to head up there right now. Turn around, you'll see St Paul's Cathedral behind me, and I'll head over onto the bridge. I think that tower is the one where Tom Cruise chased the dude in the Mission Impossible one with the nuclear weapon. Here's the bridge you ran along. So here's a better perspective, I think, of where the race is going. I think it goes over Tower Bridge and then heads out to the east to where those tall buildings are, which is the Canary Wharf area, and then kind of swings back around over into Greenwich, which is south of the river. I'm up near Broadway Market today on the canal here. My daughter, who's running the race with me tomorrow, lives on a canal boat up here, so I'm just hunting for her house and we're going to move the boat today. And Lucy has been training for her first half marathon, and I thought her experience might be useful for those of you who are maybe just thinking about starting off a half marathon. So let's talk to Lucy about that. What kind of running had you done before you started training for this?
I think the furthest I'd ever run was 10k, but yeah, mostly just like the odd 5k's here and there.
Right.
Nothing, I never followed a plan before.
And were you knocking out a lot of miles per week before you started the plan, or?
Definitely
no?
not.
All right. So pretty much from a pretty low start you went.
Yeah.
And tell me how you found the training program and what that was like.
I found it really good. I followed a training program from the app Runner. I think like the key thing for me was it started super slow and started like running a lot like slower than I was used to running and shorter distances, which was really good for motivation.
And how many weeks was the whole program? Was it 10 or? Right.
I started in June.
Right.
I think. So
right.
It's now
end of
August.
September. Yeah, so
yeah.
maybe 13 weeks,
yeah.
something like that, right?
Well,
okay.
I did have to skip quite a few weeks on summer holidays.
So I think though that's a good thing to point out to people if you're just thinking of starting and worried about, you know, the strictness of a training program. I mean, as long as you're not, you know, missing 3 weeks in a row, you can be flexible, right?
Yeah, I think more towards the end I had to skip a bit more because I had some holidays planned or like work got in the way. I think I always did 2 runs per week.
Yeah.
There was 1 week I had to skip entirely, and yeah, I think it's been fine. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. So talk about the your longest run. How far was the longest that you ran?
18 kilometres.
18, and right, and so that was part of the plan. It's not like you were meant to run more and you gave up.
Yeah, no,
right.
That was the longest one, the plan.
Right.
Longest one I did.
And how did that feel?
It felt quite rough, to be honest. I had to run it in Edinburgh because I was on holiday, which is a very hilly city, and I thought I'd chosen quite a flat route, but it wasn't that flat.
Ended up not flat.
So yeah, the final few kilometres were more of a shuffle than a run, but I did it.
Right. My own experience is that the last long run, sometimes before an event, you feel terrible, and a lot of it's maybe mental.
Yeah, and also you know I was trying to like squeeze it in amongst other stuff.
Yeah,
so
right.
Like I hadn't really like eaten well before, and like all the things that I'm hoping to do before the half marathon, I'm hoping to push me the extra distance.
So and talking about eating well before, and what's your plans for the next 14 hours or however long it is until we're running?
Gonna have a big bowl of pasta tonight.
Nice.
Tomorrow I'm just gonna have some porridge, oatmeal for your American listeners, and a banana, which is what I did last weekend when I ran a 10k PB. So now it's my good luck meal.
So your last like real hard run was a personal best, so that's a confidence booster, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Last then, tomorrow, are you fueling during the race?
Yeah, do gels. I don't know whether to do 2 or 3. I think 2. I don't know what you think.
Experienced runners say take 3, but I've always struggled to take a third one. I'm gagging by the time I get to the third one.
Yeah, on my 18 I only did 2.
Right.
but I also had eaten like a massive sandwich before, so I was like feeling a little bit sick the whole run. So I think maybe I'll take 3 with me and see how I go with it.
So you feel confident?
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I'm not putting too much pressure on it. I don't have like a time goal or anything, so I'm confident I'm going to be able to finish.
I feel like that's probably good advice for somebody who's, you know, not run a lot, that's thinking about maybe run a half marathon, is just focus on finishing the first one and then take it from there.
Yeah, I just want to just actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
And so I don't have any like, I won't be disappointed if I'm not ran like quite as fast as my training program says I should.
Alright, well we will check in with you tomorrow at the start and periodically during the race and let you know how it went. So I picked up my bib here and all my pins and stuff for the race tomorrow at the London Marathon Events headquarters. Very well organised, so all went very smoothly today. There are 21,000 people registered for the race and they say they expect 16,000 actually running it. So it's interesting that, you know, what's that? A quarter of the people who registered don't actually end up running it. So I'm going to head back to my hotel. I've got a little bit, I just ran 3 miles as a listener today. Got a little bit of a leg niggle, so I'm going to get some ice and put that on. So here is one of the great benefits of training for a long distance race like a half marathon, and it's carb loading the night before, especially the dessert at the end. Race day morning, perfect day, like just beautiful weather. Lucie's here. What's your next step in preparation for the race?
Eat a banana.
Today Lucie's running in Brooks something 22s. She's running in those. I'm running the Hokamak 5s. We'll see how they both go.
I don't think it really makes any difference.
How do you feel now you're in the chute, Lucie? Are you more nervous?
No, excited.
Good stuff. So this is Tower Bridge up ahead. We're going to be walking over that to the start. All the elite runners coming down now. I just missed Mo Farah, but some of the rest of them, I mean the pace they're going is just unbelievable. We're in wave G, we're just heading down to that area and we'll be starting in 15 minutes. We're going to start off at 6-minute kilometres and see how we feel.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just coming out of the tunnel. It's quite a long tunnel. Maybe the best part of a mile by the time we're out of it. So that's before 5k, but such an unusual thing to be doing. So I'd report on it. We're doing well, we're hitting the pace fine. Hey, welcome to the 5k check-in. We've gone through a mile long tunnel, up a little bit of a hill. But we're feeling good. Lucie, how are you feeling at 5?
Feel good.
Yeah?
A bit hot.
Yeah, it's a wee bit hotter than we like. So, we're in good shape. We'll see you at 10k. Alright, 10k. Feeling good. We've kind of passed the boring bit, which was out Canary Wharf area. And we just came over some cobblestones, which is nice to get behind us. But I think we're doing well. Lucie had a stitch for a wee while.
Yeah.
But you feeling alright now? Yeah. But she had a very professional water stop. Passed by that very quickly, filled up her container, and I think she's running very smoothly. So a super cool part of the run here. Tower of London. On our right here, get the Shard over there. Crowds behind us. Then we're just heading over Tower Bridge now. And this is mile 8 we're on, which is always the worst. So having the crowds here and the bridge just makes it so much better. Nice dog, like your dog. Okay, so here we are over Tower Bridge. Here's Lucie storming over it. Okay, 15k check-in. Don't really know where we are. We've had our challenges in the last 5k.
We have.
But I feel like the Lucasade. Oh, thank you. Oh no, you're good. This kind gentleman has given us some sweets. Thank you very much.
Alright, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So I feel that, and the Lucozade. Thought Lucozade was a nice touch, kept us going. So 6k to go. We've broken the back of it. You agree, right? We've broken the back of it. Alright, check in at 20. Hello, welcome to the 20k check-in. This is a triumphant check-in because we've gotten through all our difficulties. We've gone through a couple of fire hoses which really helped. And Lucie, you're feeling good now, right?
Yeah, can't wait to be done.
Yeah, but you can smell the finish now, right? And she looks so much better than she did 3-4 kilometres ago. So we've got a K to go. Just if you're an older runner and you're thinking of doing your first half marathon, this would be a great one because, you know, there's people lining the streets, plenty of water, and it's in bottles rather than the little cartons that are really hard to drink. So water in bottles, little fire hoses at the side, plenty of support. Would be a great first half marathon to do. I think another tip, if we were doing this again, we'd probably have gone off a touch slower. I think for your first half marathon, just go off slow, take it easy, enjoy it, and I don't know, that's all I've got. Alright, we've got about 400 to go. This is the last street. Lucie's getting her arms going now as well.
I don't think that is the finish line.
Yeah. That's definitely the finish. This is Lucie's first half marathon finish. She's finishing super strong. Pushing hard to the line. 10 to go. 5 to go. She's done it. Got our Lucozades and our mini Cliff Bars, which we richly deserve.
Oh, thank God. Thank God that's over, eh?
It's unseasonably warm here, so I think everybody was taken a bit aback by the temperature. But anyway, we've done it. Thinking of doing the big half. It finishes here in Greenwich Park, which is lovely. Nice t-shirts that you get. Lucie and Luke are away to get us some beers, and look forward to them. Hey, hello, back in Florida now after my week in the UK and my participation in the big half with my daughter Lucie. I wanted just to finish with a couple of things. First of all, I asked Lucie for her 5 key points on running your first half marathon and what's important. The first point was to find a training plan that suits your lifestyle and don't be unrealistic with your expectations about what you can and can't do. Second point is that, as Lucie had to do, you can switch around that training plan a little bit. If you've got some holiday commitments or work commitments pop up at the last minute, it's okay to move stuff around and even to miss the odd run. The key thing is to try and make sure you do the long runs and, if you can, the speed runs. Those are the two most important components of the training plan. Third point from the race itself is that try not to go off too fast, and like everybody tells you this, don't go off too fast, but it's just easy to get caught up in the excitement of the beginning of the race, as we did, and find yourself with a little less reserve than you thought you had as the race gets to the tough part. Try and rein yourself in at the beginning of the race. Fourthly is it's okay to walk for 30 seconds or so. If you need a reset, we'd had to do that a couple of times. Lucie had a stitch at one point. We felt a bit queasy after one of our gels, and so we just stopped and walked and got ourselves settled again. And as long as you make sure that you get up and you go again, that's the key thing. But it's certainly okay to do that. And as you're running a big race like that, 15,000 people, you see plenty of people stopping to walk and then starting again, and that is fine. And kind of related to that is, with your first half marathon, and Lucie's 5th point, don't worry about the time. Just concern yourself with enjoying it, finishing, seeing if it's something for you, and then if it is, go ahead in your second or your third half marathon and try and hit some pace targets that you might have for yourself. First one, enjoy it and finish. And then finally, just some of my own reflections on the half marathon itself. I think it was very well organised as a whole.
really easy to pick up your bib. They actually mail them to you if you live in the UK, but for me, going and picking it up was easy. The start area was really well organised. There were different chutes for different times. Basically, all that meant from their perspective was that they started groups like every 9 minutes or so. If you don't turn up at the time associated with your group, then you just start with one of the other groups, and that's kind of good, because if you've got friends, as we did, that had a different start group, you can actually just start with them as long as you pick the right time to leave, you know, agree on the time that you're going to leave. So that was okay. I liked that the course was point to point. It's not the most scenic course you could have in London. There's some great scenic parts that you pass by the Tower of London and over Tower Bridge, and that's cool. Canary Wharf's nice to see if you've never been there. But there are some quiet neighbourhoods. In general, the support is really good, especially at the end through Greenwich. That was great. And the finish area is great. You finish at the Cutty Sark tourist attraction in the middle of Greenwich, and then they have a pretty well organised exit process where you get your Lucozade and your snack and your t-shirt, and it spits you out into Greenwich Park, which is a fantastic big park. They had great meeting areas set up there, so that was really well organised. And then Greenwich Park, you can, you know, it's a great place for a picnic, and as we did, to spend an hour just chilling out and enjoying the afterglow of the race itself. One downside of a point-to-point race is the start and the finish are at different places, and the finish was 4.5 miles from the start, and all the roads were closed, so bus services were down. There was only really the one public transport station there. I think it's called Cutty Sark Station on the Docklands Light Railway, or DLR, and the queue for that was unbelievable. So I actually ended up walking back to my hotel, which was 4.5 miles away. Give some thought as to where you want to be staying and how you're going to get back to there after the finish. But all in all, a great experience. I hope this has been a useful video to you if you're thinking about your first half marathon, or you are wondering what the big half is like in London. We certainly thoroughly enjoyed making it. If you did enjoy it, please give me a like and consider subscribing to An Old Man Running. Thank you.